So I'm going to give a quick overview of LightDAO for our first-time guests who don't really know much about us. And then I'm going to pass it to Arnaud, and we're going to dive right into, I'm really excited. I took my assessment this morning, and yeah, definitely, saw something there. So I'm excited to tap into that some more. So my name is Payam. I'm the founder at LightDAO. We're in about 4 days reaching our 2-year anniversary. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Thank you. So in 2 years, so kind of what is LightDAO? There's a lot of layers to it, like the 50,000 foot view, kind of superficial level. We're a global community of conscious, heart-led leaders, entrepreneurs, investors. What does conscious mean? That word is kind of gets floated around. Somebody yesterday was telling me that it is the Trump administration, like, I don't know if they were kidding with me, but like created like a dictionary of words. Was it you we were talking about this? Of like words that like shouldn't be used, and consciousness was on there. So I'm like, what does that mean? To us, it's individuals who are heart-led, care about their own personal journey of growth and their environment and the world around them, social impact, and doing good for the world. And so, through this experience in the last 2 years, I started out by just hosting dinners at my mom's house, who's sitting right here, and my dad somewhere around here as well. And then it's slowly grown into what we now have chapters around the world. In LA, we're launching San Diego in a couple of weeks, San Francisco, New York, Puerto Rico, Taipei, Warsaw, Lisbon, Australia. And we host gatherings like this in all these cities on a regular basis, because what I found through this journey is what really matters is having a sense of purpose and belonging in our communities, and having deep, loving relationships with the communities that we want to do life with, and bridging those boundaries where business and personal life is truly just one, because there's no reason why we're not doing this thing called business with the people that we love most and want to do life with and we're values aligned with. So that's really at the ethos of what LightDAO is about, is developing values aligned relationships and empowering that more through our own relationships in our lives, and spreading that through our own communities, and living with that intention of truly who we're doing life with in values aligned ways. In addition to hosting gatherings, we have an investment process. So entrepreneurs can submit opportunities that need investment support. We have an investment committee, and we do our best to either make introductions or spotlight them during our town halls, send emails out, anything like that. So, and then we also have masterminds. For example, like Rohan here is leading a mastermind on AI-driven marketing. So there's different mastermind groups that get together. They're basically short, about 1 month, 4 to 5 person peer support teams that get together to dive deep on any specific industry, interest, or topic that you might be interested in. And then generally, a lot of the DAO owners, like Arnaud, for example, we also support in hosting gatherings. So if there's something that you might be interested in to creating an experience for the community, we'll do our best to co-create and support. So that's part of what LightDAO's purpose is as well, is how we can also inspire, create, connect, and expand opportunities or experiences that people within the community want to create for one another. There's a lot more. If you have any other questions as a guest, I'm happy to answer them. I'm going to pass it to Arnaud, who's going to lead us for the rest of the next hour or so. Thanks, Arnaud.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so now that you have made an amazing presentation of LightDAO, I think let me do the same for the Heart Leadership Institute Tapuat, which goes along the way. It's very much aligned and coherent, fortunately, with what LightDAO is, and that's why I chose to be here to become a member, because I felt it was an exceptional community to be part of, and fortunately, about 2/3 of you have filled our assessments that we sent, and the numbers confirm it. So it's interesting, it's exciting, at least for me. So the heart leadership, I created Tapuat, which means rebirth in Hopi language, eternal rebirth actually, for the very reason that my life purpose is to help 1 billion people to open their heart to themselves. And so we take that approach towards businesses to bring about more coherence, because we know for a fact that the more coherence we have in our lives, the more alignment we choose in our lives, whether business or otherwise, well, the more impact. Whether it's financial, social, environmental, doesn't matter. We become more coherent, we align further. Life brings us more and more gifts as we go, and therefore life becomes magical. Who's for that? Yay! Awesome. So what we created is a category, heart leadership. We have a way to measure it, and also a way to train people in heart leadership. And that's what we bring to corporations. And we also have a community where independent leaders can come and practice the method. And we have 7 pillars. We're going to go through them because we're going to work together on these, for the people that have gone through the assessment, we're going to work on these pillars together, and hopefully it's going to be an amazing experience. And you can come out of it with something that is meaningful to each of you. So we have presence, inner peace, inner joy, non-attachment, selflessness, unity, and purpose, or dharma. So these are the main pillars that for us means the more we score in one of these pillars, of all of these pillars, sorry, the more coherent we are. So each of you that have gone through the assessment, the number you came out with at the end of the assessment is your level of inner coherence. When we apply that to corporations or teams or communities like we did today, we start having a very interesting reading of what is the heart of the community, to take the example of us today. And therefore, we see where are the aspects that are still need to work on, and so that the community becomes more coherent and therefore achieve their purpose, right? So I have a game for you. There's something to win. So here, you're going to find out of these 7 pillars, the 2 strongest one out of this community, right? So the community have 2 strong pillars, and which one are they, right? You cannot answer that yet, maybe at the end. And so there are 2 people that are going to win my book, I is Born, for the trouble, I would say. So who wants to start? Give me 2 pillars. Okay, so Annie.
Yeah, unity and purpose.
Okay.
Same.
I was going to say the same.
I was going to say selflessness and purpose.
Okay,
Yeah.
Carlos.
Selflessness and unity.
Okay.
Purpose and selflessness.
Okay.
Presence and purpose.
Okay.
Presence and purpose.
Okay.
Inner peace and purpose.
Okay.
She took mine.
Okay. Sorry.
Presence and purpose.
Unity and purpose.
Unity and purpose.
Unity and selflessness.
Okay, so someone else wants to say something? Yes.
Non-attachment and purpose.
Non-attachment and purpose. That's what you believe is this community about. Okay, wonderful. Yes?
I'm going to say purpose and inner joy.
Okay, and
I was going to say the same thing because no one else had said it.
there's a
Well,
way to
money is
win,
on inner
maybe.
joy and purpose.
Okay, so I have a little problem. Oh yes, sorry.
Unity and purpose.
Unity and purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have a problem. I only have 2 books. So, what we're gonna do, I can't have all the books, so I only have 2 people that are gonna win today, but then if you give me your info, then I can send you another book, because that's the only way. So, whomever has chosen, is there a drum somewhere? Yay, thank you. So the winner is the one who have chosen purpose and is it purpose? No, actually it's not. No, sorry, it's not purpose. Can you check? Okay, so yeah, no. So actually, there may be no winner at all. Who said? Who said what? Okay, so we'll have to clarify later because it's on my phone, which is recording now. So we'll continue and get back to you a bit later. Sorry. Suspense. We have to stay. A lot of suspense. We'll figure it out. Actually, I know. If you check the report, that one. Yes. So which one are they? Hold on, we have the answer. Ta-da! So the weakest ones are
The weakest?
the weakest one. The strongest one. The strongest one. Sorry. Unity and non-attachment.
Nobody said that combo.
Nobody said that combo. Sorry. Okay.
Are you sure those were not the weakest ones?
No.
Okay, double check.
I'm confident on that one. Okay, so we'll try to find another game. Okay, so
We're not attached to being winners.
exactly. Good point. Good point. So again, I want to celebrate that because this is rare. The unity. So congratulations, Paina, because there's a high sense of unity here. And non-attachment. This is exceptional.
Yeah.
This is rare. So I want to celebrate that because this is very rare. And to have both together is amazing.
Why?
Why? Because once you release non-attachment, the sky's the limit on what you want to achieve. Right? The only caveat to that, and that's we're heading towards the weakest aspect. But just a parenthesis. So what we help leaders with is to enter into coherence with themselves. And we have a 12 weeks method that enables that, 1 hour per week, etc. And gradually, as the people start to practicing it, we start seeing week after week, month after month, all these scores increase, right? But for that to happen, most of the time, there is one pillar that is the driving force, so to speak. And that's the weakest point of this community. It is purpose. So at the moment, in majority, I'm not saying everyone, obviously, but most of us have an issue with purpose. We lose ourselves in whatever needs to be happening instead of being not focused, but listening to our heart's desire, core tune, I guess, and enabling ourselves to bring ourselves to live it, to experience it. So it's very important, right? And the purpose of the community is to be its own community, number one, to embody that light, but maybe there's a need of something else at the community level. And then individually, we all have our own purpose, and some people have struggled with that. Yes, Jay?
So, just to clarify, this is you're taking this assessment from the forms we filled out,
Yes.
but I want to say that many of the people here are not LightDAO members.
Doesn't matter.
We send it to
So
everybody.
that's what I want clarity from everybody. So it applies to this community, not to the larger LightDAO.
It doesn't matter. They are here in this moment.
I got you.
It is the snapshot of this moment,
Right.
and we
That's, I got it.
because there is resonance. So they are here for a reason. They resonate with the community, so it's still a reflection of it in any case. So that's the weakest one. And then there are two others. You want to play with me? We're gonna try. What are the other two weakest?
Opportunity to get a book now as well.
It's here. And I know them, so we're good.
Inner joy.
Yeah, inner joy.
Two, remember. Okay.
And presence, right.
Inner joy and presence. Yes, combos, only combos.
Selflessness and inner peace.
Purpose and inner joy.
Selflessness and inner peace.
Okay,
Presence, inner joy.
okay.
Presence, inner peace.
Yes.
Non-attachment and inner joy.
Not attachment was a strength. Okay.
Presence and selflessness.
Okay.
Can I go again?
Inner joy and inner peace.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Same, inner peace and inner joy.
Did you ask ChatGPT what to?
Okay, are we ready? Yeah? Okay, so I have winners. Yay.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am. So, drums. So after purpose, the weakest pillars are inner peace and inner joy. So Peter,
I have
you
a-
already have one, so you're.
Oh, thank you.
She kept checking your phone now.
Oh, I was looking at my own
Yeah,
So
I'm-
thank
I'm
you for
with
playing
you.
with me. I love to play. I mean, life is about playing, right? Whether it's business or not, doesn't matter. It's all about play and experience. And so we're gonna work on that together, if you'd like, so that together we can find a better coherence in terms of purpose, inner peace, and inner joy. Yes? Okay. So we're gonna start first with a meditation. We're going to work on inner peace and inner joy. And then after that, we'll have a little group sessions around purpose. Does that sound like good? Any questions so far? No? Okay. No. It's beautiful, amazing, and wonderful. Okay, we're going to wait a minute or two for these people to sit down, and then we're going to start. Are we good on time? So we're going to have a 5-10 minute meditation tops. I will guide you. Just sit down and relax and close your eyes. Not yet. We'll come back in a second. Okay. So inner peace and inner joy, what does that mean for you? Is it something that you'd like to experience more? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds,
Yeah.
that feels good, right?
Yes, it does.
And so what is interesting is when we are indeed feeling more in purpose, then inner peace and inner joy starts to kick in very easily on its own. Why? Because there is alignment, there is no more question, there is no more doubt. We're not get into the arms of negative self-talk and all these beautiful things. And so that's where the heart is also. It's in the present, of course, but its purest expression is peace and joy, nothing else. And so we're gonna try to reach out to that part of ourselves and relax into it and live it. Okay? Shall we start?
Yeah.
So please close your eyes. You are on a beach. You sit down there watching the shore. Feel the waves coming back and forth. sound inspires you. You breathe with the waves. You feel the breeze on your shoulders. You feel the sun on your skin. And it starts to arise within you from your chest. A beautiful light. That light is very special. It is very bright, maybe even transparent, very, very clear. It is your heart. And you see it, you feel it as it grows in you while it is breathing with you. Actually, your physical breathing comes from that rhythm. And you see and you feel how this light inspires the world around you, breathing with the waves, where the world breathes with you. You feel that light, you feel at home, and that light grows. Your light grows. And it brightens everything around you. All that you can see takes another color. You recognize yourself in all that you can see. And your light grows further. You can feel how all this light that is you is reflected in everything. Everything is you too. And that light continues to grow further and further, exploring all the aspects of your own world. Everything is you. There is no more separation, only unity. As you feel the depth of you, you can experience your own inner peace, your own joy of being you. There's no more separation, only unity. And with that infinite perception of you, in that amazing and beautiful and bright light of you, in your heart of heart, you remember you fully, deeply. As you recognize yourself, you find more joy, more growth, more peace, more presence. And you hear that beautiful tune of yours that is so unique in the whole world, that leads you towards yourself, towards the manifestation of your dreams. You feel the breath of your light. You experience the clarity of your light. everything it touches becomes transparent. And again, you recognize yourself further. You remember who you really are. With that knowing, with that experience, you come back to yourself on that beach. You feel the breath of the world around you, of the waves, of the wind and the sun. You feel the breath of your body. And you experience yourself more deeply than ever. And as you come back, you can feel and experience the peace and joy of being you now, this very moment. As you come back to here and now, you live the peaceful joy of your heart. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, who wants to share? Has been felt. Yes.
I like to share experience because back in 2020 I had an epiphany. The first time that I was able to meditate actually was before a family member passed away, the month before. And the month before I was able to really deeply meditate and feel a different experience, the joy and the peace that I'm feeling during the meditation and you leave your body without actually leaving your body, right? I hope you have an experience too. So disintegrating myself into that line and being able to feel my heart as a center of my universe. No egos, no material pain, right? So you feel disintegrated completely as the air. I felt this beautiful light. It's warm, warm my body, and it wasn't the body. I didn't feel the body. I don't know what it was, but it was something warm that I felt, and I'm still feeling it. It's just like a beautiful thing. The last part I think is beautiful. I also practice something that it comes from the heart and the inside and the upper self. As an artist, I've been working on this for a while. For myself, and now I'm ready for the community. So this is perfect because it's aligning exactly with what I am been preparing for. Like sometimes you've been preparing for something and you don't know what it is, and then as we become disattached from the outcomes of anything, you start finding yourself aligned. The world just like throwing you things, and it's just like, oh yeah, thank you. I didn't know I need this. I need this. Oh, thanks. And you just put things together. And today was one of that moments. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Anybody else wants to share something? Yes, Carlos.
So I meditate pretty much every day. I've been doing it for years, but I've never meditated in a space with so many people. For most of my life's journey, I never really felt comfortable like closing my eyes around this many people in an enclosed environment. So to be able to do that and then meditate and then truly like not feel that anymore, right? Like didn't even feel like at all uncomfortable was really like a new experience for me. So
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's beautiful.
Awesome. Yes.
A little bit of a similar experience
Which one?
to Carlos.
Okay.
So with my own group, because I've been meditating for a long time, I love to meditate, and I have meditated in groups, but it's been a long time. And so, and I've been to more than one of these wonderful LightDAO gatherings. And so when you started, I could hear people still moving around and talking, and it was great because I still was actually able to really drop in. So for me, it was great to be able to be back in a group experience, and I've actually meditated in airports. And it's been a while. And I did do it at Mission Matters, because I had to find a way to have 5 minutes apiece. So I really appreciate you bringing this group of people who are in LightDAO, people who are attracted to it, to be able to drop in with this group that so believe in and feel peace and joy together.
Yes. And thank you for that. All our hearts, and Bruce would tell you that many times over, Bruce, who is coming from Heartland initially, all our hearts are connected together. All of them, right now, in this moment, they are all beating together, so to speak. Not necessarily physically speaking, but electromagnetically speaking, yes. So, this is important, and even when you're beyond it, like 10,000 kilometers from here, it's still the same. We're still connected together. And that's what I was looking to help you reconnect with as well. Awesome. So we're going to go for purpose now, right?
Yes.
So, or someone else wants to share? We're good. Yes.
Thank you for that guided meditation. I don't often do guided meditation, so when I'm meditating, I'm usually clearing the mind and drowning out the noise. So it's just interesting to be in a guided meditation when I felt like I was dropping in deep and still trying to listen. It's difficult for me to listen and follow because I'm normally used to just drowning it out. But nevertheless, like I felt like I went really deep and feel very clear now. Thank you.
Amazing. Wonderful. And it was very much like connected with Payan's light aspect also. So it felt good to share that. Awesome. So we're going to talk on purpose. So just a few minutes on purpose, and then we're going to have groups for people, and we're going to share and whatnot around the question that Bruce is going to give us in a few minutes. So purpose. I mean, we all, it seems to be common sense, right? If we don't have a purpose, we're looking for something. We're spending time just going around and around and around and never finding a direction. And the very reason we are here now here with LightDAO, but in this human experience, we do have a direction. At least, time gives us a direction. We have to move from one minute to another, and so on and so forth. And also, we can become aware of the very purpose why we are here in this planet, on this planet, at this very specific time of the history of humanity. More often than not, we tend not to be aware of that purpose. I'm very, very blessed to have been able to find it very young. And it was not formulated as a purpose, but when I was 13, for me, it was clear that I needed to live my life through my heart. It was not yet a purpose. It came about much later in my life, but we tend usually to be so hypnotized by all that is around us, by all the possibilities, by all this aspects that are expressing themselves throughout the others, that therefore we prefer to stay in the cloud, so to speak, or in the fog, than actually have the clarity for us to go and pursue not our dream, but more that little music, that little melody in our heart that tells us this is what you are born for. And it's so important because once we find our purpose, or at least we set the intention towards finding it, we don't necessarily need to know it right away, then all of the other characteristics of what it is to be a heart leader starts to align with it. So imagine purpose is like, it's the tip of an arrow, right? You have purpose there, that's the direction, and then all the other pillars are coming here to strengthen that purpose. So the more we are able to find this sense of alignment, therefore we find unity, we find inner peace, we find joy, etc., etc. And alignment is very important too, because the more I am able, and it's common sense, the more I'm able to align my feelings to my thoughts, to my emotions, to my actions, it's amazing, right? Why are we doing that every day? Can someone tell me why?
Too many wires on the floor, too many cell phones, too much distraction.
Too many distractions, yes. And also a fear of actually living our own purpose. Because again, I can have my purpose, but that means that I have to leave them out. I'm singling myself out, right? And therefore all my community that may not share my purpose, then I'm not with them. That's also another aspect of it, besides the distractions. So living your purpose takes balls. Beyond that, not necessarily. It more importantly, it's a gift. It's a gift you're giving to yourself, and more importantly, one you give to the others. Because the moment you live your purpose, in that very moment, you are for real serving everyone around you. Before that, you're just playing like on the kindergarten in a little, sandbox, which is fine. It's a great thing to do. And we can also, in a very grounded way, choose to live our purpose. Find it first, or discovering it, have the experience of it gradually, and then come into alignment with it. And the beautiful, I have a scoop for you, a news, is that your whole life is about that. Not only that, but every single event, discussion, challenges that you're having on a daily basis is only that for that. It's only there for that. For you to discover such purpose and live it to the fullest, without restraints. And therefore, as you go into more and more of your purpose, you start exploring and experiencing more aspects of you that enables you to go still further on your own purpose. So a dance starts to take place between your reality and yourself, where your reality brings you through all the different aspects or different incidents, challenges, etc., towards more of you, towards remembering you, as I was trying to convey in the meditation we made earlier. So, in other words, with purpose, life brings you more joy, more peace, more non-attachment, more presence, more unity, etc. Or the experiences of them, better said. So, maybe today we can find out a little bit more about our purpose. Would you be willing to do so?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Gonna have a bit more energy on that. Okay, so Bruce, can you tell us what is the question?
Do you not want to do these stories, art-driven leadership in business?
Oh yeah, we should do that. Yes, you're right. Thank you for putting me back in order.
On purpose. Exactly.
On purpose as well. Thank you. So yes, so Bruce was reminding me that purpose is about business too, right? It's for our personal life, but it's also for business. So we wanted to share one or two examples of what it means from a business viewpoint to have purpose. And I'm going to give the microphone to Bruce, who is the ex-CEO of Heart Math Institute, who has blessed us with joining us in our team. And we're going to start with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey.
Hey, Bruce.
So my story is, as Arnaud mentioned, I was part of this group called Heart Math. How many have heard of Heart Math? It's the only one can applaud. Yeah, so we got into the idea of coherence 35 years ago. And the first time I taught about it in Los Angeles was 33 years ago. Just during the meditation, I was thinking, I was leading a meditation not too dissimilar from this 33 years ago in Los Angeles at an airport hotel. Anyhow, but I'm sharing some of that because I was one of the original founders, creators since 1991 when we officially started. And I became CEO, and I was working in the corporate world with Heart Math, trying to translate what can sound like very soft concepts. These that we know if we've been on a spiritual path, these are extremely strong. That's why they're called pillars. But inner peace sounds soft, right? To an average corporate executive, it does not sound like, how do you get strength from peace? Oh, because you haven't tried it right. Of course, you wouldn't understand that. So that was part of our mission, was to help people awaken to this powerhouse in the heart that we wouldn't know if we hadn't actually
Bruce, want to
experienced
stand up so others can see you over here? Yeah.
Sure.
People are like curious who's talking down here.
That would be me. Sorry, thank you. I'll start from the beginning. No. I'll start with the song. So I was just saying that part of the fun was always, how can we prove this to an audience of skeptics? Called doctors, CEOs, otherwise known as gangs in suits. You know, people who live from the left brain, and that's all they can understand. And so we got very good at data. And now, although I don't work for Heart Math now, I kind of retired a number of years ago, there have been more than 500 peer-reviewed studies showing the efficacy of a heart-based approach and how that plays out in health, in organizations, in greater coherence, etc. So my story, not just to tell you all that background, but it does my heart so much good to see what Arnaud is doing with this model, because it's been so close to my heart for so long, and I've worked in so many companies for so long, trying to help them realize, you just gotta go for it, guys. It's better than you think. If NFL coaches can talk about how we play with so much heart today, why is it okay for them to say that and not for a CEO? You guys, you put your hearts into it so much, why would we not say that as a CEO? If it's okay on the battlefield, on the football field. So that was part of like, wake up, the heart's a powerhouse. Guess, this is a little thing I've done for years. I'll do it, let's do it real quick. So everybody close your eyes. And now point north. It's kind of easy here, but try pointing north. But don't just point up. Yes, okay. Like north, make that a go. Okay, so we got different opinions, but you kind of know your way around in LA. So now close your eyes, and now just point to yourself. My informal count over the years I've asked people to do this is 99.9% of all humans point to the center of their chest. The others point somewhere up here. It's just bad, it's just where they point. So we collectively seem to have this view. I've done that on 4 continents with tens of thousands of people. They're all doing that. So the heart is a source of strength. You tell your kids, go play with your heart. You tell you, just speak from your heart, you'll be fine. You go to your heart, just get chill out now, go take for a walk, find out what your heart wants to say. So HeartMath as an organization said to kind of jump the chasm of just being seen as sort of a new age, another California, oh, well, of course you're based in California, and you're even in the Santa Cruz Mountains, oh, you're written off completely. Well, but you would like our meth side business. That was a joke. Nobody laughed, that was a sprint. Okay, you might have thought we actually had a meth side business. But the story, to get to the story, now was that we wanted to demonstrate to business leaders that an organization that not only believed in the heart within an organization, but it actually developed a whole science and was teaching about it all over the world. We actually lived it, and we could verify that in some kind of metric. And so we became part of, for several years, the top Bay Area workplaces competition. And while I was CEO, 3 years in a row, we were named one of the top Bay Area workplaces. Now, Bay Area, there are some other well-known businesses in the Bay Area, you may have heard of them. And I was very proud of that honor because this was an anonymous survey that everyone who worked there was taking. And they were basically saying, this is a heart-based company and it's working. I'm feeling good here, I'm feeling honored here. And that's how we were able to have top Bay Area workplaces 3 years in a row. So I wanted to share that because we decided it's one thing to teach about it and another thing for the people who didn't invent it, the people in the shipping department, the people in accounting, the people in the kitchen, that were not bought into the philosophy necessarily, but they felt it in how the daily interactions. And so that was the value was what I wanted to share with you.
Thank you so much. And another example, we've been lucky to work with an high-tech company in London, actually, with 15 people. And I took them a year ago into the process, and they went through the assessment that you guys have gone through. And then we started to train these people as well. And what was amazing, at first, obviously they had a vision and mission, right? They needed to conquer the world with their new technology that would change the world. We were going to the moon right away. Anyway, the problem is that they had some cultural issues and they were losing themselves in the minutiae of tech development, of the marketing and all that stuff, and therefore they were not moving. It's a bit of a problem for a startup. And so we went through working on these 7 pillars. More importantly, purpose, which is our work today. And what unveiled, so thanks to working with the 2 co-founders and then having like 3 workshops throughout the year, what unfolded was amazing. Because not only, the day-to-day was more peaceful, more happy, more ease for the whole team. But actually the company did accelerate 800% in that year. And they signed for another year because it was bringing them results. And when we made an assessment at the beginning, and then after a year, they scored 10 points higher. So now they're roughly about the level of this community, a bit lower still. But so it actually, when we start activating purpose, when we allow ourselves to live more non-attachment, inner peace, etc., things start to click. And they happen on their own. It becomes easier. It becomes, there is less effort. There is no more battle. There is no more hustle, or etc. On the contrary, we are being lovingly nurtured to become more of ourselves. So the invitation today is we're going to look, figuring out together, what is our purpose? For that, we're going to have groups of 4 people, and you are going to exchange for 3 minutes, we said? 4 minutes?
20 minutes in the group.
20 minutes in the group. So 3-4 minutes each person are going to answer the question, and I need to write it down here, but what is the question, please?
What is one action? What is one action I can take to align my leadership with my purpose?
What is that one action I can take to align my leadership with my purpose? Or my company with my purpose, whichever you want. And so, and you know, take a little bit of time also to exchange about yourself, right? And so that you can know each other a bit better, right? So, do I give you the mic to organize the whole thing?
Yeah, so thank you, Arno. So groups of 4, if you feel like you're we might not be exactly divided by 4 people here. So if for whatever reason you're a person stands left, join a group to be 5. So groups of 4, and if you can't for a reason form a group of 4, join to be a 5th. Okay?
How was the experience? That was thank you. So who wants to share? It was very interesting. I was invited in a group and a few things came out of it, but maybe one of the ladies will want to share, so I'll shut up. But anyway, who wants to share about what they have found out in their group? Yes.
So for us, there was. Thank you very much. So in our group, we were all pretty fascinated by the idea of the personal journey being a microcosm for the business journey as a macrocosm. And we all feel like if we can really tap into our own personal journeys, that we can apply and we trust in that, then we can be better in the business world at applying some of these principles at a larger scale. And some of us in the group are newer entrepreneurs, and sometimes this requires trust in yourself and belief in yourself, and maybe even self-love for yourself and your venture. And so that theme of trust in the vision and their heart-centered visions too, so they should be easier to trust in, but trusting in and believing and leading with your heart for your idea to make change in the world. These themes were recurring in our group. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anybody else wants to share what was unveiled in their group?
Sure.
And discovered?
So we had you in our group, which was really helpful. What I thought was really powerful was just amongst everyone was to go from the idea of like, I guess you can say the mask of what we wear, meaning the title, the roles, and distilling it down further and further, that how does that even relate back to like, well, why are you even in that space, right? So kind of like what Nara was really brilliantly able to do is just help us be like, okay, so now distill that to one word, now distill that down further and further, where then you're able to take it, like for mine, even though I call myself an empathy storyteller, it's like really what my purpose is about is helping people be seen. So, and you know, others were able to kind of distill for themselves, like being a protector, being someone, you know, who finds joy. And it's just like, from there then, anything that you do becomes the manifestation of the action that you take to instill that purpose. So I thought that was really wonderful. Like now it's like you have this clear indication of like, anything that you do, anything you say yes to, does it come back to that particular purpose? And then that makes things so much more aligned.
Yeah. Someone else?
I'd like to share something.
Yes.
During this practice, I think it was very interesting for me to have a different perspective about like what is that action that is going to lead me to you know, it's going to keep me on track of what my purpose is. You know, it's just one action. You know, and I even said, can I say 2 actions? I said, no, one. I was like, okay, I'm trying. But it's okay if it's 1 or 2 or 3. But the most important thing for me that I got from this is to know that I'm not alone in this, and there's so many more other people. Like it doesn't matter in the process that we are right now, but we need to keep going to do whatever we're here to do, because the soil of this world right now needs us. And this is part of the raiment, part of the nourishment that our soul needs, and the clarity. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes.
Was it?
Thank you. Okay, so I was also a part of the same group here, and I think that for me, I started off thinking that, well, I feel like I have a purpose and I've had clarity on my purpose, but I get sometimes derailed on what is the final destination and where I want to go. And I think it was really helpful for me to even clarify even more what my purpose was, not more like a general knowledge of it, but I think it came down to shining joy, which is really immense, and that just not only like it inspires me even further, but I felt like it filled me up, and the actions, or the one action for this moment, is so clear. And honestly, I don't really care what the action results is going to be, because that action will open up other actions.
Exactly. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, so someone else?
Okay.
You want to?
I'll take yours. That's fine. Well, I got a chance to just walk around to the different groups because I wasn't actually in a home group. Very sad. Kidding. So kidding. But I got a chance to listen to different people from different groups. Pretty much the main concept. There's this concept that says, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I know you've heard that. It's not exactly true. It's not really a true statement. Because if you try to do everything the way you do one thing, that could lead to perfectionism. And trying to do everything exactly the right way or exactly the same way you did before, because you developed some sort of standard, which actually takes away inner peace and inner joy. So the real statement is this. It's why you do one thing is why you do everything. And that was the trend in every group that I saw, is everybody was comparing the idea of like, well, this is my business, but the reason I do that is because I have this in my personal life. And that's true. So if you care about the people in your personal life, you're going to care about your business. If you care about the average Joe on the street, then you're going to care about 800 million people that don't have water on the other side of the world. If you care about your children and your family, then you can carry those principles into your businesses and your communities and all these other things. And well, I think that's what LightDAO is really all about. So I had the real privilege of being able to listen to that from all groups, so thank you.
Thank you so much. And so, two or three things to conclude about purpose. For us to realize that purpose, you see here, what is one action I can take to align with my purpose? Purpose is not a projection, it's not a vision. It's something that happens now, in this very moment. So whatever it is that you are able to feel that is true to you, what is your true purpose, your inner truth that is being expressed in action and many other aspects of you, it only happens now. It can only happen now. So that purpose of ours is, what is my whole being, how can it expresses itself in all its potential in this very moment. And it's one action, so it only can happen now. And that is important for us to realize so that we can live it, right? Another aspect we went through with our little group is that sometimes, no, actually every time, that purpose needs to be formulated in one or two words. It's not about the others. It's about you experiencing your wholeness. What it is, the reason why you are here on this earth in this moment. And Again, expressing it to the best of your ability always. And that also can only happen now, obviously. So finding these two words that helps you to guide every moment is an amazing pathway towards more joy, more peace, etc. And as you mentioned earlier, trust comes on its own once you have found that clarity within you. And again, we don't necessarily have to have that clarity. You can set the intention towards that clarity. It's still a purpose as well. So, and there was a third dimension of it, but I forgot, so it doesn't matter. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope the purpose of this session, it has been fulfilled in one way or another. Oh, yes, sorry.
Arno, just to remind you, in our group, you mentioned something about not being attached to the action.
Ah, okay.
That was important.
Okay, so the third aspect was the only reason why you are living that purpose, let's be honest with ourselves, is because it's so amazing, it feels so good, you resonate so much with it, that you can only do that. Doesn't matter the others. The others will come to it, they will want to align with that, they will want to have that experience for themselves. So there is no attachment indeed to the outcome. What matters, so for instance, that beautiful lady over there, her purpose is to protect the weak, to summarize very quickly. And that's how she is living herself fully, more and more. And so that's another invitation to consider when you are thinking about your purpose, or better said, when you are feeling it. And that's a very important word too. It is about feeling it, not thinking it. The moment you think about it, forget about it as soon as possible. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Thank you. And if you want to go deeper into all that, well, you can join us. You can talk with Bruce, you can talk with Peter, we can talk with myself, and we can talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Arno. Thank you. So the last thing that we're gonna do before we flow into free hangout time is we're all gonna go around the room and we're gonna say our name, just one word of gratitude, and then one sentence on what you do. Okay, one sentence. So we're gonna do this in like 10-15 minutes. Okay, so your name. Actually, no, let's remove the gratitude. I want to do that, but I think it's gonna, people are gonna like keep going. So.